Slowly it became bright outside. It was silent, only the crackling of a fire and the icy wind that was wreaking havoc outside were to hear. Some snowflakes danced around and got lost in the most diverse places to settle down. The world was bathed in a bright ice blue, and every now and then you could see rainbow chroma shimmers in the snow. A new day awaits. The girl breathed calmly in her sleep, but was soon awakened by the increasing brightness of the morning and blinked sleepily. It opened its eyes a bit and then rubbed the sleep out of them. Yawning, she sat up and tried to wake up. It was cold in the room, so cold that Cheyenne could see her own breath. But that didn't bother her. After all, she had a mountain of blankets to warm her. She yawned again and opened her eyes completely. She smiled as she remembered what day it was today. She looked around the room and out of the window, where she watched as the dawning morning dispelled the shadows of the night for a while. Today was Holy Night, an event she had been looking forward to for a long time and couldn't wait for it to arrive. Holy Night meant for her to spend a quiet, cozy evening by the fireplace with her grandparents, Xaver and his mother. There would be biscuits, a special dinner, and now and then even gifts, if the money was enough. Last year she got a stuffed animal in the shape of a cat from Xaver's mother, which she has been cuddling every day to fall asleep ever since. The stuffed animal was homemade, only the materials had been bought by the mother. So there was a lot of love in the little kitten, and for this reason Cheyenne liked it even more. Xaver's mother was like her own mother, whom she had never met, as she had died shortly after her birth. She didn't miss her mother very much because she was almost a stranger to her, and she didn't know it any other way. But sometimes she realized that she was missing a mother in her life. But Xaver's mother mostly treated Cheyenne like her own child. She was a loving woman, always had an open ear, was up for jokes and showed the children a lot of understanding, even if it was an unpleasant situation and other parents would have scolded. Xaver's mother was very calm and nice and really loved her child more than anything. Cheyenne yawned again. Her warm breath made the window mist up and she painted the heart with rays and the holy night tree on the tarnished window. She closed her eyes and grinned. Today she would play with Xaver all day and wouldn't have to help her grandfather at work. Even in the evening he was already at home and would have dinner with her, which was rather rare. Her grandfather really worked a lot to put food on the table. She credited him highly, but she missed him many times, especially when she went to bed and he was still not home. Today he would have time for her the whole evening. It's finally today. I've been looking forward to it for so long. I'll really enjoy this day. After all, it's only once a year. I'm so looking forward to play with Xaver. He will surely freeze again. Cheyenne, it's time for breakfast. Are you coming down, little one? Oh. Cheyenne was pulled out from her thoughts and jumped up from the bed. She was now wide awake and smelled the sweet scent of fresh bread and cocoa, which passed through the room. This smells like grandmother baked fresh bread and prepared hot cocoa. Delicious! The girl changed in no time at all, and had now switched from pajamas with pink flowers to warm black trousers and a green long-sleeved sweater with a wolf motif. She was about to run out of the room when she remembered that she had forgotten her socks. Oops! Which sock color? Purple! Satisfied with her choice, she put on the purple socks with orange petals and now really left her room. Good morning, grandmother! It smells so delicious. Did you bake? Cheyenne leaned against the railing of the first floor and waved to her grandmother. Good morning, little one. Yes, some fresh bread, the way you like it best. And I made you hot cocoa too. Come down, we want to eat, dear. Cheyenne's grandmother smiled. She was a kind-hearted woman and always gave her best for Cheyenne. She really tried to read every wish from her lips as best as she could. They didn't have much money, but she did her best to make Cheyenne happy. For the girl, money didn't count. She was happy if she could just spend time with her grandmother, and when they did handicrafts together or played a board game. Cheyenne trudged down the stairs and ran into the warm kitchen to the dining table. Her grandfather was already sitting at the table and smiling at her. "Well, it's nice and warm here, isn't it, my big girl?"
"Yes, you made a nice fire, grandfather."
The girl went to him and hugged him. She was now 12 years old, and since her birthday, her grandfather called her Big Girl and no longer Small Girl. Her grandmother had said that she would remain to call her little one forever, no matter how old she was.
"But I'm almost an adult." Meh.
She sat down at the table and her grandmother joined in, fresh, warm, steaming bread in one hand and hot cocoa in the other. A bit of sausage, cheese, and jam was already on the table, plates and cutlery as well. As soon as the bread landed on the table, Cheyenne stretched out her hand to take a bun and smelled it. She was happy about the smallest things, such as this piece of bread, and put it on her plate. "Be careful, they can still be hot. Don't burn yourself, dear." Her grandmother came to her side and cut open her bun.
"Grandma, you really make the best buns in the whole Undercity."
"Thank you, little one. I'm very happy about that." Just as Cheyenne was about to fill her bun, there was a knock at the front door.
"Huh? Oh, maybe it's Xaver."
With a quick glance at her grandmother asking for permission, the girl jumped up and ran to the front door. It opened, and an icy breeze with snowflakes fell into the house. But that wasn't all. Her best friend Xaver also scurried trembling through the door and closed it right after. "Brr, so cold out there." He leaned his back against the closed door and looked into the room. Good morning. I'm sorry that I just stormed in, but I'm freezing."
"All good."
Cheyenne laughed at him. Her grandmother took a blanket from the sofa and went to Xaver to throw it over him. "Here, please, Xaver, come in and warm up." The boy wanted to refuse, as he does not like to use the hospitality of others, but Cheyenne's grandmother already knew him well enough and ignored his rejection gesture.
Hey, Xaver, have you had breakfast yet?"
With a questioning look, she took his cold hand.
"I bet you haven't yet."
The boy looked at her and blushed slightly, then averted his gaze. Yes, I have, but it doesn't matter."
"Oh, Xaver, you shouldn't lie, dear."
With an acting stern look and a finger in the air, Cheyenne's grandmother pretended to scold him.
"Ha, so you haven't yet? Then eat with us, come on."
She pulled on his hand.
"That's okay, isn't it, grandmother?"
Without really waiting for an answer, she pulled Xaver to the kitchen and in front of a chair. "But of course, I thought of something like that. I made enough buns for everyone." Although Cheyenne's grandparents had little money, they never debated about inviting Xaver and his mother to dinner. His small family had a hard time themselves and often had to hunger.